Hello, and a Happy New Year to you. My name is Lillian Agbegbe, and this is Early Lenses. I'm excited to come to you as your friendly community health educator. January, there are some health issues that I would like to draw attention to. And so, January is Cervical Health Awareness Month, it's National Birth Defect Prevention Month, National Glaucoma Awareness Month, National Radiant Action Month, Thyroid Awareness Month. It's also we have coming up in the future the National Drug and Alcohol Prevention Week. That's on the 22nd to 27th, and we just came out of the Folic Acid Awareness Week. Now, when you hear about folic acid, a lot of people think, and rightly so, that we're talking about people who are pregnant or intending to become pregnant. The recommendation, if you're pregnant or intending to become pregnant, you should get your daily dose of folic acid. But hey, if you're reproducing cells, and that is practically everybody, you can do with some folic acid yourself. So, if you need to, don't forget to run to the store and get your folic acid and take it, especially if you're pregnant or thinking of becoming pregnant. We want those babies to come out healthy and strong. January is also National Slavery and Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And blue is a human trafficking awareness color, so that's why I'm decked out in my blue. I got my purple back in the background because I do a lot of domestic violence awareness activities. But coming back to human trafficking, it's only the 14th, but there's some remarkable things that have happened already in this month that I'm very excited to share with you. So here in the United States, the bedrock for our campaign to end modern day slavery is the Trafficking Victim Prevention Act of 2000, which criminalizes human trafficking in the United States. It gets reauthorized ever so often, and before this year, the last one that we had was reauthorized in 2013. And so we're very excited when Congress passed the bill in December. And guess what? On January 9th, the president signed it. And so we have a TVPRA reauthorization in action. Now, the current provision has about 48, the current TVPRA Act has about 48 provisions that are going to enable us in the U.S. go out there to prevent, to prosecute, to build collaborations, and to work to end human trafficking in the United States. Also in January, Delta Airlines partners, well, they've been a long-time partner, but they rolled out another campaign, Delta Airlines and Polaris. Polaris is a leading human trafficking organization here in the U.S. They man the National Human Trafficking Hotline. And you'll say, why does Delta want to partner with a human trafficking organization? Well, guess what? A lot of human trafficking victims are flown across the country. And so when you train airline personnel to know what to look for, we are enabling them to help end human trafficking. I mean, there was a story not too long ago about some booking agent who saw these young underage girls who were buying a ticket, and it was a one-way ticket. It turned out that, yes, they were about to enter into a trafficking situation. Hostesses can identify trafficking victims on the aircraft. And you too, actually, if you know what to look for, if somebody reaches out to you so that you know what to do. My favorite so far is the settlement. So in 2014, about 90,000 J1 workers, au pairs and J1 visas, got together and instituted a class action lawsuit. Guess what? They just made a settlement for about $65.5 million. And this is what happens with the au pair. Au pair program is really supposed to be a cultural exchange program. But we have some sponsor agencies that have turned it into a work program. And as if that's not bad enough, turning it into a work program, they actually exploit the people who come here on J1 visas. So if you know anybody who's here on a J1 visa here in the United States, or anyone who's planning to come on a J1 visa, anybody who's working as an au pair, no, you do not have to work below minimum wage, and you can have a life. It's a cultural exchange program. They're supposed to come here they're supposed to have enough hours to go and learn about the American culture while they're in school. Their primary responsibility is babysitting, is au pair. So they're not supposed to be responsible for doing housework, for cleaning and cooking and doing all of those things that the sponsoring family adds onto their responsibilities, and the sponsoring agencies look the other way. So we're really very excited, at least I am very excited about the 65.5 million and settlement that the au pairs have won, because I think that it will send a very strong signal to sponsoring agencies. The au pair program is not a work visa program. It is a cultural exchange program, and you cannot exploit people who come here as au pairs. That's a lot going on in January, and I'm going to be back talking about some of the things as the month rolls by. What can you do for us? I'd like to give you 3 things that you can do for us. Take away. So one, I'd like you to raise awareness, share this video, go online. There's always tons of information online. However, I put a caveat there. Not everything that you find online is authentic and is correct. So please make sure that you are searching a credible website before you share information. Share information, find out what you know. You might be able to identify someone who's in a human trafficking situation, either sex or labor trafficking. You might be able to get them help. And if you see something, I'd like you to call. The number is 1-888-373-7888. That's the number for the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Even if you're not sure about what you're seeing, please contact them and they'll be able to advise you accordingly. The next thing I'd like to say to you is I'd like to tell you to volunteer. Volunteer. You can donate your time. Find a service organization that's providing service to survivors somewhere near in your community, and that will go a long way to helping us end modern day slavery. And yes, most of this work is done by non-profit organizations, and even though TVPRA funds a lot of all of these programs, those can be restricted funding. What do I mean by restricted funding? Government tells us exactly what they want to do. And there's some things that survivors need, there's some things that victims need that we're not able to provide from that funding. So the advantage of having people donate to us is that we have unrestricted funding. And so if a need comes up, community organizations are able to rise up and provide that need to the community. So it's very easy to give. You can give from the comfort of your home. All these non-profit organizations, at least most of them, the credible ones, have secure websites where you can go and put on your information and you can give to support this program. I think it is very important that you do that, and I'm looking forward to you supporting the industry. I look forward to talking to you some other time. Thank you for listening.